All right. Good afternoon, everybody. We are attempting this for the second time now. We had a little website issue. We are wrapping up basketball season. I am doing another player interview with special guest Christa Ramos from Neptune Junior Guard, who had an excellent season this year. Christa, thank you for joining me again today.
Thank you for having me.
Okay. Fortunately, we're starting over, and but let's start off. Neptune, really great season this year, making the playoffs. What was the big difference you think from last year?
Um, just the drive and the chemistry, and yeah.
Now you said before first game of the year you felt that maybe the team gained a lot of confidence coming off playing that well the first game of the year, and definitely carried over to the Homedale game. First, like playing a team like Homedale, who's usually around the top 10. How does it feel playing in a game, a team that's constantly in the top 10, and being right there to the last couple possessions?
It felt good because it felt good because we not that we could have won, but we could have won, and it felt good because we were playing teams and being that close with teams who would beat us by a whole lot more last season. Yeah.
How fun is it to play close game like that? I'm sure the crowd was really into it. How fun is it to play in a game like that?
It's fun to see because it's like we, as the team we were last year, we were supposed to lose those games. So it's like we were playing with nothing to lose while those teams were like panicking, like stressed, and they just like seemed like they didn't know what to do, really. So it was nice.
Now, last year you only had 5 wins, didn't qualify for sure, didn't qualify for states, and then this year qualify for both, and you picked up victories. Now, what was the message coach gave you, going to Southern, who had, another team like yours didn't do so well last year, and they were constantly, up there this year too. What was the message on that long bus ride from Neptune to Southern that he gave you, going into that short conference tournament game?
Um, he told us that he was big on this. He said, we don't have to be the better team altogether, but we just have to be the better team for one night. And that make the bus ride home. He said to make the bus ride home nice. And yeah.
Talk about your performance that game, double double, which you had many this season, 19 points, but the impressive, you scored 19 points, but you didn't have any threes in that game. So just talk about your focus and your ability to get to the basket against Southern, who has they big bot. Skylar is pretty good, defender in the paint. So just talk about your ability, to score 19 without even really taking any threes.
So a couple games before that I realized like my threes weren't falling. They weren't falling for a little bit. And my first three, I think I took two threes and I kind of stopped there because they just weren't going in. And I saw like the lane was open and it was just Skylar in the paint. And I don't know, I just kind of I guess I got hungry. I just didn't want to lose.
Mhm. That's good. That's a good answer. And Neptune, very athletic team. You girls could definitely get up and down the court. It makes it fun to watch. Too, where Southern kind of tries to play that slower style, basketball. So that's why I thought it was a very good matchup for you girls. Another game I want to talk about, that Somerville game. The state game right before you played Ocean, where I think you had a steal to tie the game late.
Wait, I can't find the camera.
Oh, I see you. You're there.
Okay.
I
Okay.
see. I see you. So that's
All right. What'd you say?
so the Somerville game in the States.
Mhm.
You had a big steal late in the game to tie the game, right? I think it
Yeah.
was, and then you go up two. How fun was it to play in a state playoff game like that, close game, and then coming out up top?
I want to say that was like the top, like best moment I've had in my basketball career because I just got so emotional. Like I didn't think I would get emotional because it just felt so good because our first time playing Somerville, it was a very emotional game, but not like in a good way. It was like
You
it
played them
just felt
early
like
in the year. I
it
forgot.
felt like everything was against like it was just a really bad game. Like and I just feel like that kind of set us back a little bit after, which
Okay.
I feel like is why we had that little dip. But playing them again and like matching up and just having the crowd because we really never had a crowd before. So having a crowd that we had come out for us that
Oh,
far and everything, and just everyone's support, it just felt so good. Like everyone was doing what they had to do to win, and then just winning. And my teammate Majaya scoring those foul shots was just, it was so emotional. It was really, it was nice.
yeah, that first game early in the season, um, during Christmas tournament, right? You lost by 30, which kind of surprised a lot because your team was playing very good going into that. You pretty much were rolling through that tournament, and then to actually go on the road to Somerville to pick up the win in a big state game. That's a big difference right there. Coming up, making up 30 points, and winning on the road too. Not being on a neutral court. Yeah, and you brought up the fans coming out, making the trip to a away game, and that has to be good, especially with a lot of kids coming back next year. That the school's getting behind this team, and going into your senior year, you could really make a run, and because Neptune in the past has been a very strong team, and you help putting them back on the map.
Yeah, it feels nice. Like never having a crowd, like going my first 3 years of high school to now, well, first 2 years to now, like having a crowd and actually seeing each one of our stands have people in it. It's really nice. It feels like we were even talking about it one time. Like it feels like we brought something together. We started something new and like it's nice.
That's good, and brings the team closer too, probably like that. And when teams are close, they play better.
Yeah.
Now we're gonna go back. When you first started, how old were you when you first started playing basketball?
Second grade.
And what was that? Just rec league in Neptune,
Yeah, Biddy League. Yeah.
biddy league. That's what it's called.
Yeah.
Okay. When did you start playing AAU?
I started playing in I want to say 6th or 7th grade. I don't really remember.
And Exodus was your first AA team.
Actually, CJ Hawks was my first AU team.
Who was your first coach at CJ Hawks?
Coach Randy.
Randy.
Yeah.
And then you went to Exodus. And who was your coach at Exodus?
Coach Preston Beverly.
And how did he make your game? And how did he affect your game?
He had a really good impact on me. Like I feel like he's one of my coaches I'll remember for forever. He believed in me no matter what, no matter bad, no matter good. Like he just pushed me like and that's what I feel like I like in a coach is for them to push me.
And you are currently on NJ Rise, right?
Yes.
Coach Jansen. I know the season really hasn't started yet, but how do you feel, playing for Coach Jansen?
I feel good. I feel like we connect and I feel like he supports me and the high school season I had because he's always reached out. He's always like on top of everything, every game. And like he'll always text me after my game, like great game and everything. And I feel like that's really important. And it's something I never really had in the AU coach before.
Yes, same thing with soccer, like club soccer. I feel, not every coach reaches out, once your time is done with them for that season, not everybody reaches out. So that's good. And like, I would always see on Twitter, Coach Jansen retweeting your stuff or other players' stuff from other schools, which, shows he cares. Everybody that knows Coach Jansen knows, he really cares about his players too. So that's good. Now, you also played for your dad for a little bit at Exodus. How was it playing for you, with your dad as the coach?
It was nice only because like he knew what I was capable of. So when I didn't believe in something I could do, he always pushed me to do it. Like and like no, if I was having a bad game or a good game, he just wouldn't care. He would just tell me to like just keep running. Like, do what you can't control. Like, I mean, do what you can control. Don't worry about what you can't control. And so, yeah, he was just a pusher, like always pushing, pushing, pushing. So it was good.
Taking away, when he coached, how have your parents helped you, your path?
Showing up every single time, like for every single thing, just always being there. My dad and my mom always forming a schedule, like every month we would form a training schedule, pick what trainings, them driving me, just always having a talk with me, like about like just do what I do, like just because I think I have a problem with getting in my head sometimes, and they were always there to like tell me like it's all in your head, it's what you do, and like I feel like that's really what they.
Like, yeah, it's tough. People, when we had Jordan Keating on, when we talked about like mental health on the college level, and like she said, people forget that you're humans. When you're not on the court, you're still a human being. So, and I can understand, being tough on yourself and that. Now, did you play any other sports when you were younger?
Yeah, I played soccer.
And you picked basketball as the sport. What was it about basketball that you followed that through?
The excitement and my sister and my dad playing, and just like being able to connect with them on that, and just how much like I don't know, it brought more joy. Like not more joy, but like more fire to like keep going and keep going.
How your sister played basketball? How did she help? Does she help you game, or are you able to reach out to her if you think you played bad, or do you have that kind of relationship with her?
She just always tells me to make sure I'm always like mentally okay, and just like to keep like just don't give up. Like always keep pushing, like because like no matter what, like everything will be okay. Like whatever, it'll play out and it'll be okay. And yeah.
Now, talk about high school. Your freshman year, you went to St. Rose, played for Coach Chambers. How did she help you? Your 1 year playing for her.
On my worth ethic, and I feel like it showed me how to be prepared for college level, like practices and trainings and film and stuff. And yeah.
Now, did you find, you went to school, Neptune, middle school in Neptune. Did you find the transition to a private school difficult, or
Yes, I did. I did. It was hard. The uniform, I didn't mind the uniform because you don't have to pick an outfit out every day. But it felt like I don't
that's
know, it was
why I like
kind
St.
of
Rose?
yeah, the uniform. But it was hard sometimes because I would sometimes feel like I don't know, like I didn't really belong in a private school or something, or like it was just different. Like the people around me were different than people like I'm usually around. So it was like it was hard to adapt a little bit. Kind of honestly, it was really hard to adapt. And but yeah, so switching back, it was more comfortable. And yeah.
How did, when you went back to Neptune, did you find that transition easy, especially for the basketball aspect?
Um, I didn't really find it easy
Okay.
before I got there because I was just scared people wouldn't want me back because of me leaving. But they enjoyed me back. They supported me coming back, and it was easier to transition back home because it felt like I really never left. And yeah.
Now, St. Rose, it's tough as a freshman to get on the court at St. Rose, but you had some pretty good games. I remember the Ocean game. You came in off the bench and made an impact, couple steals and stuff. And then you go to Neptune. Right away. You're starting as a sophomore and leading the team in scoring. How has that changed from you? From where you're coming off the bench, where they got seniors and stuff, where you go to Neptune and right away you're thrown in there and being the primary scorer and ball handler.
Um, at first I thought it was gonna be like, well, it is a lot of pressure, but and it was like a little like scary because it's like, what if like I can't do it? But it was like I don't know. I just feel like in certain places, like your your presence impacts is it's different. wherever you are. And I feel like in Neptune it was a lot more impactful than it was at St. Rose, if that makes sense.
Now, I was just thinking about this. You went from St. Rose, always pretty successful. Neptune, your sophomore year, only down year, bad 5 wins, and then Neptune big year. That's pretty roller coaster. Going from winning, losing and winning. How do you just stay, team that only has 5 wins? How do you stay mentally sharp throughout the season?
Last year it was more of, I would say, Bree, me and her just like trying to keep everybody together and just keep them to keep pushing, because it was a hard, like, it was hard to get people like our team to want to keep going and keep believing like we can at least try and compete. So it was a matter of us like coming together and telling them like, or just even having more of a positive attitude towards things to keep us going. And I feel like that's kind of what helped us this year too, not wanting to do that again.
What was one thing you really wanted to improve on this year for yourself?
Not only helping my team, like helping us to win, not just to just play, to actually win and just do whatever it kind of takes to try and win.
Now, going into your senior year, first, what are the team goals and the individual goals you have for your final year?
My team goal, I'm hoping, because I feel like we didn't really lose much of a team and a lot of teams lost a lot of their team. I'm hoping we can get uh we could win something hopefully next year.
Sectional, Central Jersey Group 3.
Hopefully, yes. And that's the main thing on my list. And also just getting us to stay up top 10 for like the whole season as much as we can, because I feel like we can do it. I feel like it's something we can do. And to help the upcoming class get better so that they can compete and hopefully help us to get where we want to be next year.
This is my last question for high school. You're going to be senior leader next year. What is something you hope to pass down to the underclassmen?
Um, I want to say positive like attitude, like not giving up, not having a nasty attitude, being able to say okay and like continue forward, like just play, like just don't be so negative and like, because I feel like a lot of teams have like seniors who just don't, who are like I've seen a lot of cases with like seniors being like not mean but like not supporting their team.
Yeah.
They just want to like, they take the senior role as like not like a team kind of thing. Like I want to give my team like a supportive like senior role from me and Bree, because I feel like that's something that we've not been missing, but like we've always wanted. So I
Mm-hmm.
feel like it's something we want to give as much as we could.
That's good, and that's how you start a good program too. Starts with senior leaders that just keep passing it down through the years, and where you could be a consistent program in the top 10. Now, all right, you ready for round robin? Some round robin questions.
Yeah.
Okay, first, what's your favorite TV show?
Um, I don't really watch TV, but my favorite TV show I've watched is probably like Euphoria, or like I like cooking shows and crime shows. So
Are you a Gordon Ramsay fan?
I watch some of his stuff, but I'm more like desserts and stuff. I feel
Okay.
like yeah.
How about favorite movie?
I have to say Moana. I'm a big Disney person.
Favorite school subject?
Science, forensics, probably.
Um, what is your go-to song to get you pumped up for a big game?
Any Rod Wave song. I don't know if you know who that is, but
No,
probably any one of his songs.
I ask this question to every interview, and almost 99% of the time, I have no idea who the player is telling me.
Yeah.
I
I
am a
think
different
he's
generation.
yeah, everyone sees him as sad, but I don't know. I like his songs.
Okay. What is something you enjoy doing in your free time when you're not playing basketball?
Um, hmm. I like to bake and probably just yeah, bake or I like going shopping a lot, I'm not gonna lie.
What's your favorite dessert that you like to cook or bake?
Cake.
Cake. Okay.
Yeah.
Last question. When you're done with college and your playing career is over, do you want to stay involved with the game, like as a coach or trainer?
I do. I want to be a coach for like not like younger kids, but like the ages where like I can push them and they know what they're doing.
Okay. It's like middle school level, maybe. Yeah.
Like
Okay. All right. Let's talk about your future real quick. Now, junior, you're looking at colleges. What are some things that are attracting you or that you're looking for in a college?
um academically or
So whatever, location. Does location matter or?
yeah, I kind of want to stay close
Okay.
because I want to be close to my family. I don't want to be too far. And
How about, so what do you know what you want to study?
I want to study something towards forensics
Okay.
and it's not something in the like doctorate field or something.
Okay. Does size of the school matter? Like big, small, or that?
Not really, but I hope it has good academic stuff definitely because
The answer I've gotten a few times that I never knew kids considered was they have to have a football team.
oh no, I don't really go to my football I don't really go to any of those, so
I was so confused when I think it was a soccer player that said, "Oh, they have to have a football team." I was like, what? And then the other kids kind of said that. I've asked kids off the record, and they're like, "Oh yeah, somewhere to go on Saturday to watch." So
yeah. I
okay.
don't I think I went to one football game my whole high school. So, yeah, no.
Well, I went to St. Rose, so we did not have a football team.
Oh, yeah, St. Rose did.
Obviously, obviously, you know that, yeah. So, you're kind of thinking forensics. What would you do with that? Like if you went to forensics field, what would be like your dream job with that degree?
The CSI. So,
CSI.
yeah, and I wanna do that or, like, we were looking at smaller jobs, like the photographers, and then you move up to, like, other stuff.
Yep.
I really wouldn't mind any of that, 'cause I just feel like not that it's fun, but it's fun to put stuff together and, like,
Yeah,
I don't know, it's just something that really interests me.
I did the CSI exhibit out in Las Vegas. It was pretty interesting. So
Yeah, I didn't even know my school had a forensics class, but I took it and uh I just think it's cool and just it's something that's like really interesting. And I watch a lot of crime shows, so it's like that's how that happens. That's how they know this and stuff. And I feel like eh, something I want to do.
it's interesting. You said your school and you took the class. I had Hope Masonis on last week, and she said she took a class that Matisquan gave an option for, and that's what she wants to study now. So it's pretty. When I was in school, St. Rose didn't have that. It was your basic subjects, and that was it. There really was very few. So it's good that these schools have these programs that give kids like a chance to explore different options for careers and stuff. So that's cool that they had that and something you might have found that you enjoy.
Yeah.
All right, so here's my last question. What advice would you give your younger self?
Stop worrying about what other people have to say. Definitely that. Because I feel like that m- my head is probably my biggest enemy. And I feel like that's just something. I could-
That's yes, just worry about yourself and listen to your family and the people close to you. Don't worry about outsiders.
Yeah.
All right. Well, Krista, thank you taking time out today. Looks like we got it right the second time. No issues. So good luck in during the AAU season and look forward to a big senior year for Neptune, not just you. All right, guys. Thank you for joining me. Great basketball season, fun All-Star game Tuesday. I'll see you basketball fans in the winter.
Thank you.
No problem.